but Coach Prime, man, this is what I'm gonna say about Coach, man. So Coach told me, he was like, dudes, it's time. He said, it's time for, he said, before you sign anything, before you do anything with anybody, I'm gonna get you ahead of the curve. Now, this has nothing to do with football. This has everything to do with brotherhood. Coach Prime said, because at first I'm worried. I'm like, dang, Coach, I don't know. I didn't know how the tweet was going to impact things. And he was like, bro, he said, you can't worry about stuff like that.
Be advised, my OnlyFans is now 20% off.
Weirdos are gonna come after y'all.
Oh, no. Never. Oh, never.
What's going on, Buff Nation? We are about to make it do what it do, baby. We were right about our conspiracy theory, but it's starting to look like we were right on the money. Before we get started, let's give a big shout out to Bucky and On3 Media and my man, Coach Prime. So here's the scoop. Phillip Dukes, aka Duke the Scoop, didn't exactly get fired from On3. Instead, his contract was up, and On3 chose not to renew it. After getting the news, Dukes hit Coach Prime, letting him know the situation before heading to Colorado. And instead of just a supportive good luck, Coach Prime welcomed him down to Boulder to discuss things with Bucky Jr. That's where things started coming together.
Over the past week or two, I've been probably, over the past week, well, I'd say maybe a week and a half, maybe, right? Since I went out to Colorado, my face has been floating around Colorado YouTubes, but more recently, it wasn't for the work that I had done. It was about some stuff that went on with my former employer. All right, so look, I see, the headlines, Dukes got fired, all of that type stuff. That really just wasn't true. What I will say is this. So this is what happened. Might as well just go ahead and tell you. What happened was, I get a call from the CEO, Dukes, let's talk, whoop, whoop, talking about contracts for next year. We're like, bro, we're not gonna renew you. We feel like we don't have the support for your talent that you need. All right. I told her we wrapped. I'm like, all right, cool. He was like, look, your contract is good. We gonna pay you out. You're a free agent. Everything good. You can start for next year. Start looking for whatever you're gonna do now. We still want to support you, whatever. Good. All right, man. We did an e-verbal shake, whatever. We go on. I ain't even trip. That's 11:20. At 11:30, I did a show with my man JD Piquel at the time. Didn't even trip. He had no idea. So I get off the phone. So I get off the show, and I call Coach Prime. I'm like, look, Coach, I'm still coming to Colorado, but I wanted to know, because we had already worked out for me to come to a practice either next week or the week after, for me to see everything after my first look at Colorado. Now, I, come to a practice, all of that. I said, is it still going to be cool if I come if I put it on an independent platform and not On3? He said, yeah, that's fine, but what's going on? I said, well, they ain't renew me. He's like, well, all right, when do you start? I mean, or like, when does this take place? I said, immediately. And coach is like, he just felt the kind of way. But he told me, man, I got you. He said, listen, I'm gonna get you. I want you and Bucky to work together. He made the call right there and boom. And shout out to Deion Sanders Jr., On3 Media, that boy Osakin. They thought I was tripping. You hear me? Yes, sir. So I'm talking through what I'm about to do next with a couple of my buddies. Actually, I'm talking to my man Screen from Big Facts. That's my son, Godfather. One of my best friends in the world. We talking through stuff. He was like, bro, look at your phone, dog. And my Twitter notifications are going crazy. Coach Prime on his own went and said, hey man, y'all go look at Dukes. He's a great guy. On3, basically saying On3, y'all tripping. Man, one thing I know about Colorado fans, they do not play the radio, Jack. And they just bombarded Twitter. I mean, retweet after retweet, and got me some looks, you know what I mean, as far as so, yeah, and that's how that situation went. No hard feelings. I'm fine, and sometimes doors have to close in order for new paths to show themselves and open. So yeah, I ain't tripping, man. Like I'm really a hustler, and On3 honored my contract. So I did want to make sure that was known. All right. But But Coach Prime, man, this is what I'm gonna say about Coach, man. So Coach told me, he was like, dudes, it's time. He said, it's time for, he said, before you sign anything, before you do anything with anybody, I'm gonna get you ahead of the curve. Now, this has nothing to do with football. This has everything to do with brotherhood. Coach Prime said, because, at first I'm worried. I'm like, dang, Coach, I don't know. I didn't know how the tweet was going to impact things. And he was like, bro, he said, you can't worry about stuff like that. Do what you're supposed to do. Go to work. He said, if you put the work in, you're going to be fine. He said, I have a responsibility as a big brother to take care of our own. This ain't got nothing to do with football. Zero to do with football. And I think, and I wanted to make it known outside, because as I developed this platform, my show, now I got 2 or 3 shows that we got coming in the works. Got the CU Flex that I'll be doing here with Sanders Jr. And then I got I'm in talks right now with Uncle Neely. We got some really cool stuff coming out. So and I got some talks with some other outlets too, but I wanted to be sure that I came here first, because that's who came for me first. All right. And if I learned anything in life, I'm big in I'm very heavily involved in the recruiting world and things of that nature. And I always tell kids that I mentor or from my neighborhood or anybody who just asks me for advice, go where you celebrate it and not where you tolerate it. Right now, and this ain't a shot at nobody. This is what I'm saying right now. There's a fan base in college football that literally just took me in immediately. So why wouldn't I come and develop something here with what's shown me to be a special fan base as I continue to build out what my next move looks like? So, man, just want to give a shout out to the Colorado faithful, man. They showed up on Twitter. They showed up on Instagram. They're showing up on other shows. They're showing up on YouTube. So, showing up on LinkedIn. But the folks on LinkedIn, LinkedIn, man, I got messages on LinkedIn, bro. Hey, dudes, keep going. We got you. Like, boy, these folks are not playing in Colorado. But, man, I did want to share that story about Coach Prime, man, because he said my big brother gene got activated, Dukes.
Now, Duke, the Scoop is joining forces with Bucky on a brand new show called CU Flex, which is focused on bringing Colorado fans exclusive content and insider stories. But that's not all. Dukes will also be teaming up with Uncle Neely from the pregame show, another key part of the On3 Media family, and with Coach Prime in the mix. This isn't just a small side gig. It's shaping up to be a powerful collaboration within the Colorado media landscape. With CU Flex and this new show featuring Uncle Neely, Dukes is stepping into an influential role directly supported by the Sanders family. Coach Prime has made it clear that he's building a media empire rooted in loyalty, authenticity, and pride in Colorado football. And with names like Bucky Jr., Uncle Neely, and Coach Prime involved, On3 Media is transforming into a must-watch platform for Buff Nation. This setup shows the strength of the community Coach Prime is building, not just on the field, but also in the media space. It's about creating a network that celebrates Colorado, puts Buff Nation front and center, and offers an alternative to the traditional media narrative. With his newfound energy and dedication, Duke the Scoop is ready to make waves. CU Flex and this expanded partnership are just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting new era for Colorado coverage. Let's go, Buff Nation.
I'm coming. I already made reservations. That's the believer. Are you the belief or the believer? I know who I am. You better find out who you are. I'm coming.